Hello friends, my name is Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my dewy, glowy, or is she just oily makeup look. I've been finding myself going into more of a no makeup look and using less foundation, less concealer. I've been using a lot more skin tints and just kind of learning to love my skin. To get this dewy look, you need to make sure you have a very moisturized base. So I'm going to be showing you guys what I use in terms of skincare before I put my makeup on it. So starting off, I use the Ordinary Caffeine Solution. I just put a little bit on my ring finger and dab it onto my eyelids. Next, I go in with the Ordinary's Hyaluronic Acid, and I just put 2 drops on my face, like so. And I just rub it in. I then use the Ordinary's Niacinamide and Zinc. And I do 2 drops of that as well. And to finish off with the serums, I use the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum. For moisturizers, I actually use 2 sunscreens. I use the Supergoop Daily Screen as my first moisturizer. I also put some on my neck as well. This moisturizer has SPF 40 in it, and I just like to use it as my daily moisturizer in the mornings. I find that it just goes on very smooth and it doesn't leave a white cast at all. Next, I go in with my Supergoop Glow Screen. This is the key. Oh my god. This has honestly brought out my inner glow, I feel. This is also SPF 40, and I just put a little bit on my hands. I would just say it's almost like a tinted moisturizer, but it's got like no coverage whatsoever. It just has like this really nice pearlescent glow. As you guys can see, it's already made my skin look so fresh, so dewy. I love this thing. And then lastly, I just prep my lips with the Glossier lip balm. And that's my skincare. Now for makeup to prime, I just use the Glossier Future Dew. It also has a pearlescent finish, but I just like that it's a little bit more wet looking than the sunscreen. So this might be a little weird, but I actually start my makeup off with my brows. I find that if I put concealer and foundation on before my eyebrows, when I'm kind of brushing my brows out, I find that I tend to leave marks or mess up the foundation around my eyebrows. So I like to start with the brows first and then the foundation and concealer afterwards. So I'm just going in with the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This has been my holy grail. I've also used the Got2b glue gel thing, the one that comes in the yellow tube, but I find that that one kind of flakes on me. It also makes my eyebrows look a little gray. I think maybe I'm doing it wrong, or I'm using too much gel, but I find with this it's like really foolproof. I just take a spoolie, dip it in the wax, and brush up. Okay, so now that I've completed my brows, I don't go in with like a pencil or anything after. I find that my brows tend to look a little too dark whenever I try to fill them in. So I just usually use the Brow Freeze and that's it. Now I'm going to be going with my favorite skin tint. This is a newfound discovery for me. I just started using it a few days ago and I freaking love it. It's the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. I don't even know what to say. It's like, it feels like my skin, but better. It's definitely a buildable foundation. I don't like to use too much because, again, I like to keep it looking as natural as possible. I like to just use a couple drops. It is very watery. Oh, don't go to my shirt, don't get on my shirt. And I just use my fingers to blend that in. So the reason why I use my fingers and not like a beauty blender is purely because I'm lazy. I find that with a beauty blender, it tends to suck up a lot of the product. When I use my hands, I find that I can control where the product goes, how much product goes on my skin. I find that this foundation just blends into your skin. And as you can see, it has a very like radiant finish. It's very dewy and very natural. So for concealer, I go in with my Glossier Stretch Concealer. I use the shade G8 and I just dab it under my eyes. I don't use too much because I find with this concealer, if you kind of like put on too much, it doesn't blend well together, and you only need the littlest bit. I really like this concealer because it doesn't make me look cakey. You really can't go wrong with it. Now I go into the concealer and I just put it in places where I feel I need the extra coverage. I have a lot of like, I don't know what these are called, but it looks like tiny little veins on my face. And I find that with skin tints, it doesn't cover it up very well. So I just like to go over with concealer. I also put it right under my nose because I tend to get red there. And that's our base. As you can see, my face looks very wet, very dewy. Don't worry, we're gonna control that. I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass Veil powder. Now, I don't bake or anything like that. I just use the littlest bit, like this much, and I just powder where I feel I would get extra oily throughout the day. So usually my T-zone, my nose, my chin, and under my eyes. And as you can see, even with the powder, face still looks really glowy. I tend to make sure I only use powder towards the center of my face so that the sides of my face still catch the light. For bronzer, I use the Tower 28 West Coast Bronzino. It's a cream bronzer. I just go in with my fingers and dab it where necessary. I don't use too much. This is also why I don't put powder on the sides of my face, because I tend to use cream bronzers and cream blushes, and I just feel like it wouldn't mix well with the cream if I had like a lot of powder underneath it. The good thing about cream bronzers is that if you use too much, you can always just blend it away. I like to set my bronzer with another bronzer. I use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Deep. Now for me, I only put bronzer on under my cheekbones and at the sides of my temples. I don't put it on my forehead because I already have a really small forehead, and bronzing around my forehead will just make it look even smaller. So I just don't put bronzer on my forehead. Now for blush, I'm going to be using the Glossier Cloud Paint in the color Dusk. I just find that this color is so universal. It's just a nice nude pink, and I just put 3 dots on my face like that, and again I blend it with my fingers. I'm pretty liberal with my blush. I love blush, so I tend to put it all around my eyes, all over my cheeks. I also put a little bit on my nose. Today I actually want some extra color. I'm gonna go in with the Revlon Naughty Nude blush. All right, now that I look like I'm sunburnt, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario palette. This one is the Master Metallics palette, and I'm just gonna use this color right here, and I'm just gonna swipe it all over my eye. I just use that one color for my whole lid, and then I'm gonna go in with the Glossier lid star in the color Moon, and I'm just gonna swipe that on top and blend it in. Oh my god, I forgot to bronze my nose. Of course we need to bronze the nose. Could I forget to bronze my nose? I'm now going to be going in with my Hourglass Unlocked Mascara. As you can see, I'm not very gifted in the eyelash department, but I'm going to make do with what I have. I haven't been really wearing false eyelashes lately, just because out of, I don't know, pure laziness, I just haven't felt the need to put on fake eyelashes, and I find that the falsies have been starting to irritate my eyes, so I've just been using mascara. Now I'm gonna go in with my highlight. I use the Glossier Dew Effect highlighter in the color Quartz. Just rub it on my middle finger and dab it on the high points of my cheeks. Okay, so for the lips, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner in the color Medium. And for lipstick, I'm gonna use my trusty Glossier Generation G lipstick in the color Cake. And of course, I can't forget the lip gloss. I am using the MAC lip gloss in the color See-Through. A little bit goes a long way. I'm gonna set it all with my MAC Fix Plus. After the Fix Plus, I use my secret ingredient. It is the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I've been using this for the past year and a half, and I can't live without it. It just really helps make that dewiness last for the whole day. Alright, you guys, that was my glowy, dewy makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments. And please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Mwah.